from the Big Apple,
the premier behind-the-scenes podcast all about Big Apple Live.
The cast, the music, the laughs.
50 years of funny.
Live, laugh, love, and love laughing.
Hold for laughs.
Just read the cards.
And oral history.
And now your hosts, Billy and TJ. We're back here. What's happening, TJ? Good to see you, my man.
Good to see you. It's been such a long time.
Oh my gosh, it's been at least 5 days. You know, me and the wife, we're going to take a cruise to Catalina. We are on that boat. You deserve it,
by the way.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I've been working hard. We're taking a little cruise to Catalina. I took a lot of Dramamine, and I still...
And what's a lot to you? Because usually you're having a lot. You know, you say a lot. I'm thinking that's a low amount. You know what I mean?
Because you take a lot of Dramamine on day to day. Yeah, well, I took 4. What's a lot to you? What's your normal Dramamine dose? I took 4 Dramamine.
5.
Okay, well, not a lot to you, I guess. I take 4, you take 1 more. And I gotta say, I think in retrospect this was unwise. But in retrospect, I should not have packed 12 deviled eggs for the cruise, and I didn't. I felt yucky.
Oh, you felt yucky?
Yeah, I felt yucky.
You felt yucky? You're just going to slip in your old catchphrase right there?
That's right. Folks at home, you might remember when I had my classic character, Alien Bill Clinton. He would come out of the big egg and he would go, I feel yucky.
Oh, I feel like it's 1997 again.
Don't say that. Those were good days. I wish it was. I wish it was 1997 again. I wish I was Monica. Come into the hyperbaric chamber with me, Monica.
Yeah, and then I would be Monica, and it would be just a grand old time.
What was remind the folks Monica's catchphrase?
Look at my dress.
Yep. Oh, man. Gosh, we have such a big episode. We got T. Burke on the show.
Oh
Tanya.
Tanya. You know her from all the big movies.
If you've been to an AMC or a Regal or really any theater in the past 20 years and you went up there and you didn't want to see a drama, you wanted to see a comedy, you saw T. Burke in there.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Tanya, of course, legendary cast member for 8 years on the show, but one of those people where the show could not contain her.
No. By Tanya's final year, she was breaking box office records across the globe. First, it started in the country, and then across the globe, breaking records.
Yeah. Well, the Big Silly Wedding, her hit movie Big Silly Wedding. That was number 1 in Hong Kong for a literal year.
Yeah, and it's crazy because usually when these type of films play across the seas, they do a thing called dubbing where other actors are doing dubbing. Tanya just did all the voices herself. Like she was able to dub that for all the international releases, and it was
she
all
learned
accurate.
Cantonese. It was incredible. I don't know if she know. We'll have to. We get into it on the. This is not the future. This is the past. We asked her all about it. Turns out she learned it by syllables.
Yes.
She just wrote memorization. We get into some of her famous sketches that changed the culture, like Sassy Cindy the Sassy Pharmacist.
Yeah, they got spun off into a movie.
Oh my God, the Sassy Cindy movies are some of my favorite movies to watch on a plane because I'll crack the heck up on a plane.
Oh my
and then
gosh.
I'll cry, and then I take 4 Dramamine, and it's a good time.
I've seen it so many times on a plane. I don't even have to watch it with the sound on. You know what I mean? It's just like her physicality in that role is just tears are going down my face because how funny it is.
And of course, we're promoting her upcoming film, Bad Santa 3, Bad Santa's Wife. Santa's Wife is bad too.
Yes, which is a sequel to Bad Santa's Wife.
Yes, Bad Santa's Wife was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, I mean, that cracked me the heck up. I watched that on the way to the airport. It was great. I can't get enough.
Yeah, we watch most of our
Tanya
movies
Burke.
at the airport, if it's not clear.
Yeah. Not on the plane. But let's get into it. That's enough of this. Stay tuned. You guys are going to love this interview with Tanya Burke. Get ready to laugh your nose off. Tanya, it's great to have you in the studio, folks. It is BAL legend,
We are
Tanya
not worthy.
Burke.
Oh my God, you guys. So happy to be here.
Thanks for making the time. I know you're in your trailer now.
Yeah. Doing a lot of, my manager's just scheduled a sort of podcast tour from the trailer. Because, as you know, we're doing the animated Bad Santa's Wife, 6.
Yes. It's
So-
something for the
I'm
kids.
excited.
Yeah, really busy.
I'm maybe this is a bad way to start, Tanya, but I'm really sorry about all the backlash Bad Santa's Wife 6 has been getting about the new animation style. People are upset about that Bad Santa's teeth are too big.
You know, I actually haven't been seeing too much of that.
Oh, I'm sorry to bring it up. Oh,
No, it's fine. I mean, you know, you get what you get and you don't get upset. It's important to know feedback, but ultimately what we've discovered building my studio out of Taiwan is that audience opinion doesn't matter.
oh,
Ultimately. And so what we're catering to is not people. It's to markets.
kind of brands you like.
Yeah, we're and so the teeth, you know, it's not necessarily an audience concern.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm really sorry to have brought that up. I feel like I got foot and mouth disease.
That's fine. I mean, like, if I remember anything from back in the days, it's
Come on.
sort of Billy walking up and down the halls with his foot in his mouth, fucking up left and right.
That's right. They'd say, "Here comes Billy Rockwell. He's going to say the wrong thing."
Yeah, being really sort of the wrong vibe.
Yeah, I would never, unless some people say the wrong thing and it's offensive, I would say the wrong thing more like, well, I remember we had Delta Burke on, and I was so excited to have Delta Burke as host, and I said,
No relation.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
oh yes,
so crazy.
No relation.
Yeah.
But maybe a cousin.
think?
Maybe. Yeah.
well, that brings up a good point.
I've
you
done
played
Delta
Burke on the show.
Yeah, many times.
Maybe that's why I
Many
thought of
times.
it right now. And then when Delta came on, you had dueling Deltas. That was crazy. You had that bit about plumbers when they come over, they try to fix your sink as Delta Burke. Can we hear a bit of that?
Yeah, a pretty bad sketch, I would say, at the end of the day.
Wow, you're so open to just fully critique your old work that way.
Yeah, well, I wasn't writing, as we know.
Sure.
Writing has never been something that's been attractive to me.
You know, we do. A lot of people don't know this, but a lot of people on BAL, we don't get sleep on Tuesday night because Tuesday night is writing night. So stay up, you write. A lot of the actors will stay and kind of like do bits. Tanya well rested on Wednesday morning.
Yeah, you have to take care of your instrument. And if you're writing, that is gonna hurt your instrument because
Right.
writing is bad for you.
Now, do you have a violin or?
my instrument, as Stanislavski would say, is you know, sort of my body.
Oh, okay. I can't talk about that. My wife says I shouldn't talk about.
Your body.
Yeah, my body is kind of. It freaks people out when I talk about it very much. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I'll just say this. Do you think there's a way? Do you think are there places where too much sweat accumulates and you get a little pool? Because for me, that's been an issue lately. I get a little pool.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this is what she's talking about.
Yeah.
I can't be talking
It
about
really
this.
takes me back. It really takes me back to working on the studio. You talking about sort of pools in reference to your epidermis.
Take a swim in there, you know what I'm saying? Tanya, you're a big star now, but we want to talk about the old days and how did you meet Bjorn? Did Bjorn scout you out somewhere? You of course got your start doing sketch comedy in LA.
Yeah, I was doing sketch comedy in LA. I actually started out Chase Bank had a sketch program. They opened a theater on Santa Monica and Hayworth,
Right.
I believe. I don't know if you remember, if you guys were around there. They had a sketch program.
I was a Wells Fargo guy. That was my theater.
Interesting. Yeah, there was a fun part of the 80s. There was a fun part of the 80s where banks tried to be creative and made some really, really poor financial choices, I would say. But yeah,
Quite ironic. Quite ironic. Just a little observation I'm doing.
Yeah.
One of TJ's classic catchphrases. Quite ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite ironic.
Yeah. I love the way that you guys still to this day, you know, something that you just like to say frequently, you like to coin it as a catchphrase.
Yes.
Yes. Well, you know, as you mentioned before, it's not really us that coined it. It's the market.
That's so true. But unless you've trademarked it, that's not true.
Hey,
Yeah.
quite ironic.
Yeah.
And you can go to Big Apple or livefromthebigapple.com and get one of our new t-shirts with one of my favorite catchphrases, like there's a pool of sweat on my back with a little arrow that goes around to the back. If you want one of those, it supports us on the show.
Adorable.
Sorry, just a little plug for the folks, Tanya.
Adorable.
But you were doing Chase Bank. Well, you know what I loved about Chase Bank? People would get crazy in there. They were a little looser than Wells Fargo crowd. They get
Buttoned
multiple
up.
suggestions, buttoned up. They would wear
And doing I would say pretty straightforward comedy, whereas Billy, you know, we were around there at the same time. TJ, I remember sort of coming and scouting, taking notes in the back. But Chase was less joke and laugh driven and more shock driven. Speaking of bodies, a lot of, you know, bodily shock comedy, being antagonistic to the audience.
It's sort of what clown is today. It's like an early version, a kind of a cooler, more punk rock version of clown.
Yeah, and
That's
I mean,
right.
all my credit to the clowns of today. What I'm seeing is, you know, I'm scouting frequently. My podcast company and again the studio in Taiwan is always sort of looking for new talent. And I go to and I hear about these clown shows, and what I'm seeing is fear. Really, fear to be clothed.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
There's a lot of naked comedy in clown right now, and frankly, for me, I don't need to see that. I bring I've gone scouting with you once. You invited me, and I of course had to fashion my own little viewing box. It's a big piece of black cardstock, and I cut a little hole in it so I can view a censored image of just someone's face. I hold it in front of my head, and it kind
Yeah.
of preserves my view of the world.
Yeah, that's a Stanislavski method as well. People don't realize.
I was a good actor, and I didn't even know it. I love that. That's good to hear. Tanya, now you of course, one of your big clown innovations was you would take that red nose and you'd wear it on, let's say, a different body part, the chin.
Yeah. Yeah, that was very big for me. I think that ultimately is what got Bjorn's attention, is doing things like not putting a nose on a nose. You hear the term hat on a hat.
Doesn't go there.
Yeah.
Bjorn.
Yeah. Yeah. So I put it on the chin, and yeah, the meetings came from there. You have to be, people forget that you have to be innovative.
Do you remember did you audition? I'm sure everybody auditioned.
Of course.
At 60 Carn.
Of course. 60 Carn was the place to be. You show up with a trunk full of red noses.
That's all that was in there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then, of course,
Were any of them different, or they were all the same?
Well, I had sort of acquired them for many years of doing my craft, and then of course all the jars of Prego.
The spaghetti sauce?
Don't tell me you forget.
Oh, whoa! Oh, wait!
Yeah, my Prego bit.
This is Italian grandma.
Yeah, yeah,
I listen. I did forget.
yeah. Italian grandma didn't show up on the show too much, but people forget that is what I auditioned with. Yeah,
You brought that from Chase. That was a Chase bit.
Yeah, it was.
Which the dead giveaway of a Chase bit is somewhere in there. You talk about routing numbers, and
yeah,
I had forgotten that whole bit where you're like, you're really sloppy at that point, and you've got Alfredo. And you say that little thing about routing numbers. Could you give us that line?
A 5492. Somebody take my social security. Oh my gosh, I haven't done it. I haven't done it in so long. No, it's been.
They used it for the Venice Tourism Board.
Yes,
it was so popular.
Yeah. We actually opened a chain of restaurants.
Yeah.
But humble beginnings.
Yeah.
So, I haven't visited her. I haven't revisited that character in a while.
I forget that's how Ye Olde Spaghetti Factory got its. That's your company.
Yeah. Yes.
Incredible.
Well, we sold, of course, to Goop.
Oh, and we love Goop on this show. Yeah, one of our fine sponsors, Goop.
Wow, sponsored. That's good.
Unofficial.
Oh.
Yeah, we've sort of been recording these ads for Goop in the hopes that they'll see it or they'll hear it. And,
okay. Well, I like that sort of guerrilla marketing tactic, is just sort of shilling out for companies without expecting any.
Absolutely. We're big sellouts.
Okay, wonderful.
I'm proud to sell out. Tanya, when you did your audition, did you have nerves? A lot of us were freaking out.
Yeah, well, it's all such a blur. I sort of just remember a cacophonous laughter.
No way.
Yeah.
No, when I auditioned, no laughs. I got a cough, and I considered that a big success.
But that's your thing, Everybody has their thing.
That's right. My thing
like
was
Billy and
like,
TJ, when it's like you're not going for the laughs.
Absolutely not.
It's gauche at a certain point, I feel like, I was so unoriginal, constantly shooting for the biggest laughs.
The one thing on our small overlap at Chase, the big sketch we had was where I would read out of the Song of Solomon from the Bible.
A wild animal has come into my trailer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm of course shooting. I'm shooting in Thailand.
It knows how to open doors.
Yes.
Answer knows how to open doors.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
It is not nice over here.
What's and can is that is it part of the Santa series that you're shooting over there in Thailand, or is it we can't talk about it, or
This is, I'm not supposed to talk about it.
okay?
But I know it is airing, but I am filming reshoots for The White Lotus season 3.
Wow, and you said it is airing currently.
And it is currently on.
That is a tight sketch.
Yeah, but what they'll do is they'll watch the show and will reshoot it with a new cast. So I'm really grateful
Interesting.
to be replacing Walton Goggins.
Wow, and
You're
are they going to
replacing Walter
are they
Goggins.
fully imposing you in his scenes, or are they just sort of like putting
It's
your
deep
face,
fake.
yeah, deep fake your
It's
face
deep
on
fake.
his face?
It's deep fake on location.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deep fake on location? That's okay. So that's a lot of words I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
On?
on is opposite of off. I know that with TJ.
Okay.
Don't do this to me. You're gonna crack me the heck up.
I'm sorry.
Tanya, so we don't have to talk about that. But my one question
you two
is,
and prepositions. Don't get me started.
oh my God, preposition lawyer. That was the one I had. Your Honor, is it on or is it off? I don't know the difference.
Oh my gosh.
May it please the court.
Did you turn that into a movie?
I wrote a spec.
A spec of your own work?
A spec of my own work. It's speculative. And I have sat in the lobby for a long time at Paramount, trying to get a meeting on that.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and so I'm still, it's out there. I'm shopping it.
Okay. Well, let's talk.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, I could do that. Yeah.
If
I
you
could,
have any original IP, we will take it.
oh
We
wow.
will buy it, and yeah.
I did. I of course my movie where I was a spy, an international spy that came out in 2001. People didn't love. I do have a sequel to that. That was Walnut Franco,
Yeah.
the international spy man.
I unfortunately have no idea any of the things that you're saying.
Okay, that's fine.
But I will say a really good tactic that
Yeah.
I think has benefited the majority of the alumni from BA is like, if something flops, make more of it. Make as many sequels as you can of the ones that do the worst, because
That's
that
good.
creates what's the opposite of scarcity?
Oh, unscarcity.
Unscarcity mindset.
Proposition lawyer. Stick
If
it
you-
on there.
That is, that's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been practicing it while I ride my bike.
And TJ, what are you doing?
What am I doing? I'm sort of just trying to get back on the show right now.
You're trying to get back. Yeah.
50th year, you're thinking do some cameos?
Post-election.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to do all these political impressions. You know, I wasn't really much of an impressionist on the show, but that's what I'm
And
trying to work.
what was your forte? Sort of having a hard time remembering.
Yeah, so my forte was sort of just playing all the side characters, leading in all the big bombastic
Yes.
characters.
Yes.
It's sort of like the glue. I'm the
So
glue.
necessary. So
Yeah.
necessary to have a glue, a caulk.
Yes, well, I wouldn't say that, but sure, yes.
No,
Oh, I
everyone
would say
said
you
he-
were a
the
big cock on
caulk,
the
the
show.
caulk of the scene, the caulk
Yeah.
of the scene.
And no one
Sure.
wants, like, you need that to be solid, a solid role on the show to be voice
Grout.
of reason. You were a hard cock on the show, like holding everything
Yes.
together.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Sometimes-
sounds a little off when what you guys are saying, but yeah, I get what
No.
you're saying.
What's off about a hard call?
hard caulk, grouty, porous
Porous grout.
Every scene needs it.
Okay, I get it. I was a throbbing hard cock on the show. I get it. I
Yes.
understand.
Yes.
Well, we can't leave the interview segment without talking a little bit about Sassy Cindy the Sassy pharmacist.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, now you see Sassy Cindy the Sassy pharmacist in Visine commercials. But younger people might not know that was a big BAL sketch.
Yeah.
Tanya, did that come with you from Chase, or did you come up with that on the show?
No, that was original. It's funny. We form so many relationships on the show, and that, of course, was
Are you okay?
the idea of my. Yeah, it's not easy to talk about.
I'm
Honestly,
sorry.
Sassy is a rough one because, of course, my paramour, Greg.
Oh, yeah.
He did write that. He wrote that for me. And at the end of the day, it felt a bit exploitative, and we've been having a really hard legal battle for
I'm
quite
so
some
sorry.
time.
And
it's all right.
You are still married, technically.
We are still married. And having just the courts say they've never seen anything like it. Two people who will not file for divorce going at each other so viciously, litigation just to destroy each other, staying married.
And
They're in some cases saying historic.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about how you bought a majority.
Have you had
share
him on?
I don't want to talk about it right now.
Yeah, he's coming on next week.
He's coming on next week. Okay. Fascinating.
He said he wanted to talk a lot about how you bought the Dodgers and he bought the Angels. And you're
He said he wants to talk about that.
He said he wants to talk about that.
That's so
and to tell you that
interesting.
he wants to talk about that.
He wanted you to tell me that he wants to. Wow. So cease and desist means nothing to him.
And I
Fascinating.
don't want to I don't want to at all get in the middle of it, but I do find it juicy, and I am reading about it every day, and I'm sorry to say that, Tanya.
Well, you should probably ask him how it felt to have Yasiel Puig read some of his best sketches live on network television, what that did for him and for his children, and then ask him what he thinks about the Dodgers.
I'll ask that.
You should probably ask. But don't mention my name because that could make something, that could be a big issue for me legally.
Okay, so say an unknown source wants to ask you about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Panthers.
The Panthers back.
Just HBO is really awful to their talent.
Oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm so sorry to hear.
It's okay.
It's a home box office. It makes sense.
You
they're
guys
trying
remember
to run that place out of a home.
I know. And you guys remember being on Bad Santa's Wife 3. We put out
Crew.
for our stars, don't we?
That's right. Shot it in Hawaii, of course. Had to make a lot. That snow machine was nonstop because of course we're shooting in Hawaii, but it is a lot of winter
I know,
scenes.
bad impact environmentally.
They are still.
But my
getting
kids,
letters about
my kids wanted to be on the little island.
I love that, and all 9 of your kids are so cute.
Thank you.
I can't get enough of them.
Thank you. Thank you. Joffrey is hosting for the first time next week.
No.
Wow.
5 years old.
Wow.
Joffrey is hosting Big Apple Live.
Yeah, nominated.
I think he's going to do a tribute to Real Housewives of Tatooine, your old.
I'm not involved. Laugh. I'm not involved. Okay. It's not. He's not. He's not an Eppo.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. Speaking of White Lotus, right?
Yeah.
He's not. He's not. I don't. Here's what I don't understand about everybody talking about Nepo babies. Okay, everybody's talking about it. They're not babies. And that makes me mad. I'm like, if it's a baby, he's 5. That's not a baby. Baby go wah.
Yeah, when I see these actors on these shows being called Nepo babies, I'm like, they don't have a thumb in their mouth.
Wow.
Right? like a baby.
What an interesting point. We do have him registered as a baby though, because so that we don't have to Taft-Hartley.
Oh, so that way he doesn't have to. He can be non-union. That's great.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I do have trouble paying those dues every year sometimes.
I didn't.
Anyway, I'm doing
I didn't
great.
know there were dues.
Yeah, that checks. How about? Oh my God, there are a lot of stories. This is skipping ahead a bit from your years at Big Apple Live when Bruce Springsteen was musical guest. You guys kind of had a connection, and you danced on stage during his. How did that happen? How did you even?
I don't know how these things happen. You know, he came on the show. I don't know. All of a sudden, I was on stage.
Yeah, esteemed podcaster Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
On your network.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got him.
Let me just say, there were. It was pretty funny where you put the noses for that dance. You put those red noses.
On the chin.
God.
On the chin, yeah.
On the chin, and I cracked the heck up.
Yeah.
But also, I was rocking out. Born in the USA. That's a great song.
Yeah. Very uncomfortable seeing that his wife is also on stage.
Yeah, that was an issue for you.
Yeah. It's hard, I think, for women to be around me.
That I'm sorry to hear that.
Because
I totally understand.
Yeah. And I understand. And I also understand.
And I understand. And TJ?
Are we in a place of understanding?
I guess I don't understand.
TJ, famously single man. He's out on the town.
Yeah, dog.
Bark, bark, bark. Woof, woof, woof. I know it's not appropriate to be speaking that way anymore nowadays, but
Hey,
that's sort of just me.
that's what we're looking for with our podcast company, personally, is
Really?
speaking in a way that most people don't want to hear.
Oh.
Inappropriate media. That I love inappropriate media.
It's an untapped market.
There, my favorite show on your network is Boogers and Snots, where they just talk about gross out stuff. Lindsay Gross is so funny. She's a current cast member at BAL.
Yeah.
And she does a lot of gross stuff, and I think it cracks me up. I don't get it, but it cracks me up.
Yeah. That's our under our genre, nasty white girls.
Yeah, and I love her style. She off when she's not on the show, she dresses like a farmer. Have you ever noticed that?
You're always
Yeah.
teasing her about that, TJ. What is with you two?
It's just
There's a history. Maybe.
There's a history. It's a father-daughter relationship. I'll just say that. It's not
You're
that.
her father.
Oh, literally.
Yes, literally, yes.
Oh no. Okay. Is this breaking here? Are you sure you want this to go out?
You fathered her.
It's fine. It's I'm cool with it being out in public. Yeah.
Okay.
That's wonderful.
Wow. More cast members coming back.
She'll deny it. Her mom will deny it. But that's my baby. It's my baby girl.
So you're holding firm that it's your kid, even though everyone else is saying it's not. Okay.
It's not, is what she would say.
It's not.
And that's funny.
Because she's yucky.
Yeah, yucky.
Yucky white girl.
Yeah.
I love that. It's exciting to hear. Thanks for telling us about your time on the show. I have one last
Of course.
question.
Yeah.
Tanya, there's so many comedians and kids who are coming up in the comedy world who look up to you. And if they're not your kid, maybe they don't know how to break into the business. What kind of advice do you have for the young comedians out there? Like, what should people do?
Well, I want to dispel that rumor right off the bat. It's harder for my kids. It's harder for my kids to break into the business.
And this I do understand.
Yes.
As a father of a beautiful talented
I mean, look, she's requested.
Comedian.
She's denying the relationship. She's requesting that you don't say you have any connection to her whatsoever.
Yeah.
My children have it very hard
Oh, I'm
to
so
have a
sorry.
very successful, prominent mother and father. And so many homes makes it really difficult to
Yeah, they never feel
get
settled.
noticed. They never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's too much space to explore. It's really a sensory issue because they don't know where to record their self tapes. There are too many rooms. So first of
It's
all,
like
I
being
would
part of a
say,
circus.
yeah, take advantage of what you have. You know, if you have nothing, that's really an advantage.
Yeah, because then you have nothing to lose.
And
Yeah.
people, that's beautiful, DJ. Yeah. So ultimately, I would say, yeah.
Thanks so much. That's our interview portion. Oh wow, Tanya, you're really giving some inspiration to the masses.
Thank you. My manager told me I was going to come on here to talk about my congressional run.
Oh,
Did
do
he?
you want to? Yeah, do you want to speak on that a little bit?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
just wanted to plug really quick. I'm running for the House seat in New York.
Oh, in New York.
Yeah, to be Congresswoman.
It's kind of surprising. I thought you were more of a Hawaii person. Oh no, it wasn't. Oh, I'm seeing. Okay.
Well, we destroyed the landscape with
Yeah.
the snow. So I
Yeah.
can't run there.
Lahui is officially
I'm banned.
technically not an island anymore. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Um
So check that out. Check out my congressional run.
okay.
What
I
is
haven't-
what are one of the platforms you're running on?
Oh, and hate.
Oh,
that's nice.
that's very nice.
We're really gunning for ending hate.
yeah, very specific. I like
We've
well,
put $1 trillion behind that.
$1 trillion to end hate.
My end hate pack.
Yeah, I like it really inspires me whenever there's a big issue that'll come up. There's a war, or there's a demagogue who wins an election through nefarious means. You will just tweet end hate, and I feel like that helps.
Thank you so much for acknowledging that.
Yeah, some might say it's the bare minimum. I think it's doing the most.
That's really hard to get online.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
Really
especially with
hard.
everyone's talking about your legal troubles and
Really brave.
Same
your
as
latest
Steve.
movie bombing. It's just
It's really
you
good.
don't want to get up on the online. You don't want to go there.
But I have to.
You have to.
And
Yeah.
my other favorite of yours, thoughts and prayers. God, that hits me hard every time.
Thank
Oh my
you.
gosh.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
very
like
inspiring.
it's better than getting a personal letter from a loved one. Just hearing thoughts and prayers from you,
Well-
someone like you.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because you're famous.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And now it's time for Rejected Weekend Bulletin jokes. Everybody loved Weekend Bulletin, and they still do. Big Apple Live's parody of the news. I was not, of course, a host of Weekend Bulletin, but over the years, I submitted 20 jokes every week. Every week, 20 jokes. I would fax them in from my office to the Weekend Bulletin office, and I only ever got one on. So in this segment, this is an opportunity for us to read some of those rejected Weekend Bulletin jokes. I'm going to hand you guys a card, and you're going to cold read that joke. TJ, I'll start off with you. You want to? Here's a joke for you. I'm handing you this card.
Great.
Yeah, cold read this one.
Let's look at this. You want to cold read everything?
Yeah, cold read this whole thing.
Okay. 1.
Okay, yep.
Speaking at an event in Florida this week, President George W. Bush said that the Democrats should accept the election results because, quote, Americans want to move forward. Forward? I've got 4 words for you, George W. Learn to play saxophone. Wow, that is
Your obsession with Bill Clinton is undying.
I can't believe that was rejected. That's good.
I did not come out of that alien pod, Monica.
Classic.
Oh, look at my dress.
That's right. Tanya, you got to read one. We got to get the great Tanya Burke to read a question. We got to get the great Tanya Burke to read a weekend bulletin.
I said no
joke.
questions.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Let me get back into it. Best-selling suspense novelist Robert Ludlum died this week under unironically normal circumstances.
Okay.
Really flat.
Again, all of
that's
these
how I
are-
write them.
Can't believe they're rejected.
I'll read one. The Ken doll turned 40 this week. He celebrated by attending a 7-year-old's tea party with strawberry shortcake and G.I. Joe. That's the whole joke?
Awful. No joke there.
Yeah, kind of all set up and no punch.
Yeah.
I'm sort
I
of
like
just
to do
like
'em
picture.
sometimes.
It's sort of like picturing a short film. That one.
Yes.
It is.
I love that. I love to reinvent comedy by removing the humor. I love the idea of that.
I should send you my new special. You're really gonna like it.
Why don't you tell me what? Yeah. Why don't you forward that to my assistant?
Okay. I am still not on email. Could I forward it via post office?
In what is it? A Blu-ray?
So there is a character in it in my new stand-up that is Ray Charles, and he is in a Smurf outfit.
Okay.
So in a way, it's Blu-ray.
I think you're not understanding what I'm saying. Because you're sending a physical. You're sending a mail
Yeah, I'm sending a mail.
to me,
Yes.
and of your recorded special.
No, I'm writing it longhand.
You
On
want to
legal
send
pad.
me
Yes.
your handwritten, what you intend to have filmed.
Yeah, if someone will give me a stage
Got it.
and record it, I'm gonna have a great new special. It's got-
Wonderful.
Blu-ray is one of the characters. There's
And you
also-
want from me, Tanya Burke,
Yes.
notes or just to have read it?
I want you to have read it.
Okay.
And I want you to think it's funny, and I want you to make me feel better.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I am actually going to be in Ghana, building a school for the next couple of months.
wow.
Oh my
So,
goodness. Here today, gone tomorrow?
We'll see.
Okay.
And that is a good one. That one,
Thank
you should have
That
pitched
should have
that.
been one of these. TJ, you want to give this one a whirl?
Sure.
Oh,
NYC,
there's more.
Yeah, there's a lot.
NYC City Hall invited students yesterday to pitch ideas to make streets safer for pedestrians. Meanwhile, City Hall continues to ignore my idea for safer streets: silly putty bumpers.
Pretty good one.
Silly putty bumpers.
He's getting into it now. Tanya, here's another one. Custom. I think you're gonna like this one.
And these are all from you.
These are my jokes. You might notice some of the setups got used, but none of my punchlines were ever used.
They
It won.
they used the current event.
They used part of the joke that I don't really come up with. They used that. Yeah, they use the current event. This one's for you. There's a little stage direction in there. So this one.
Oh no!
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're back.
Sorry,
The leopard, I think, messed with your.
Thailand.
Yeah. Whew.
Okay. Oh wow, taking it back. All right. The California Republican Party has officially announced Arnold Schwarzenegger as their gubernatorial candidate. When asked for comment, Arnold said, "Get to the choppa." And by choppa, I mean voting booth. I play saxophone.
That's good. That's Killer. How did they
Wow.
not choose that?
That one is actually good.
A Harvard medical study has concluded that
Still going.
rectal thermometers are the most accurate way to take body temperature. I'm just happy we can finally know which is the most accurate way so I can stop switching back and forth. I got too much saliva in my butt. And I'm sorry. And I'm sorry for that.
I
one.
think your fatal flaw has always been not thinking about what you're writing.
Yes. Now, okay, I hear
I
that
think you'd
feedback.
benefit by connecting the ideas.
And I've seen Billy write before. He sort of just goes into a flow state, eyes closed, just writing longhand.
Yes, but that's very Kerouacian view.
Oh, thank you. Kerouac was a big inspiration for Preposition Lawyer.
Of course.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I've been on the road. This one's for TJ.
Okay. Star Trek's George Takei and his longtime partner Brad Altman were married this week. When giving their own vows, Takei said he was so happy that Brad would forever be warp factor mine.
It's kind of a Star Trek thing. And that was, of course, rejected weekend bulletin joke.
Which joke got on?
Oh, none of these.
None of
ones.
these.
I know, but didn't you say one got on?
A lot of people ask me this all the time. I don't want to reveal the whole joke, but I will say it involved
Well, it's on.
Bill Clinton.
Was on television.
It was on television. It was on
Don't reveal the
television.
whole joke.
I don't want to reveal the whole joke. We're kind of teasing it on this podcast over weeks. You can go check it out.
It's sort of a whodunit.
It's a mystery. It's kind of like Steve and Marty are doing that show about mysteries.
Only murders in the building.
Yeah, I don't like to say the name of it. They still haven't had me on.
Oh,
but
I've been on.
Tanya, you were good on it.
I played Meryl Streep.
Incredible.
Deepfake.
Incredible deep fake work.
Yes, we're working very hard on making deepfake prominent in the industry.
And I do want to say my condolences for I did hear
Thank you.
came down after that shoot with Streep throat, and I'm sorry to hear that. And that was
It happens to
okay.
every performer who does Meryl. You know, it's part of the game.
Yeah. Now it's time for July's funny pages. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah, this is July's Funny Pages. This is a part of the show where I, TJ, read a comic strip. And as we all know, comic strips, the funny pages, they're told in a very specific structure where usually the first two panels are sort of a setup to a punchline, and that the final panel is the big punchline. So yeah, Tanya, I'm going to give you a choice between 3 different comics for me to read, and I'll read the first 2 panels, and then you and Billy will try to guess what the third.
You've taken
Panels.
such a long time to explain what this is. I've gotten lost.
Oh, don't worry, I can explain it again.
This has never happened.
So this is July's Funny Pages. Again, something.
And July
Yes.
is you is
Well, it's not me.
July
who's
is
Ju-
you?
who's July?
I don't know. It's sort of just like the. Have you ever seen Inside the Actors Studio, the 10 questionnaire at the end?
Of course.
Yeah, that's like those are. That's not. Lipton didn't write those.
Okay.
That's Bordeaux, right? So this is sort of in a similar vein.
Yeah. The sound of children laughing. That's my favorite sound.
And what a great answer that is. What's your favorite sound, Tanya?
And so we've moved on to just sort of doing from the bit from Inside the Actors Studio.
No, I'm explaining what July's Funny Pages are.
And I still haven't gotten it.
Okay, so newspapers. Usually, you have a subscription. Let's say if you're
This
out
is
in
longer.
LA.
This is
Getting
longer,
further.
TJ. Come on.
Getting further away.
Okay,
Tanya needs to TJ. This is big. This is going to be one of our big apps. I don't want you messing this up. Please just get this out.
Okay, so comic strips are sort of like funny little cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
And these funny little cartoons, just like in a typical stand-up joke structure, there's a setup and a punchline. I'm going to read the first two panels,
Mm-hmm.
and then you and Billy will try to guess what the third panel is. Usually it is like the punchline to whatever setup the
All right.
comic has established.
These are comics that were written for the newspaper.
Yes, and the newspaper you can get,
and
a
they were
physical copy.
published. And they were published.
Yes, yes. You can also get it on your phone too. The newspaper now.
What?
What does this have to do with the show?
Nothing. I'm just explaining what.
It's a great question.
Oh, this show? What is it? What does it have to do with this show?
Mm-hmm.
This show might be bad. Tanya's. This is.
No.
Big stakes. This is big.
No. This is good.
No, he's right. In podcasting, at my podcasting company, what we want is things that do not make sense.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
There should be no through line.
Yeah. That explains that Ron Livingston show where he just reviews toilets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is sort of
we didn't
like,
plan that.
This is an offshoot segment that I used to do on Big Apple Live. This is like I know we crossed paths a little bit on the show.
Yeah.
But this was after you had already left the show. I would do this, and of course,
TJ, come on.
It would
need this.
Work much better visually because you would be able to see the comic strips sort of above me, either to my left hand side or my right hand side.
Amazing. All right, let's do it.
So you got to choose between Animal Crackers, Baby Blues, or Garfield.
What?
DJ, come on, bring it home, man.
Let's do. I was in a few Garfield movies. Let's do Garfield.
Wow.
Great, wonderful.
Get a few more royalties, maybe.
Okay, and so for the listeners that don't know who Garfield is, Tanya, can you describe Garfield?
No.
Why?
I can't.
Bill, you want to describe Garfield?
Big orange cat.
Legally, I can't be on a recording of someone describing Garfield.
Oh, I take it back.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't want to mess you up with the ongoing stuff.
Right. Okay, so Garfield isn't an orange cat.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't like lasagna, and he doesn't hate
We're
monkeys.
getting close to,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yep.
First panel, we see Garfield's dad,
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan, looking a little upset.
So you're describing a comic strip.
Yes, we're in it. You're in the segment now. This is what's happening, yes.
Mm-hmm.
TJ, I'm pissed.
He's wearing sort of a red collared shirt. He looks a little upset. He's looking at Garfield. Looks like they're maybe in the kitchen. He says, I feel down. Okay, so that's the first panel.
Okay.
Second panel. Oh, what does this Garfield character do? He smacks John right in the face. And this is new. We haven't seen this side of Garfield.
Mm.
And of course, as listeners might know or don't know, Garfield doesn't really speak.
Yeah, he thinks.
He thinks.
Yeah.
This is such a hateful experience.
And I'm sorry to hear that. I know you're trying to stop hate,
Yes.
but you can't stop the segment. So Garfield's thinking, snap out of it, cry baby.
Mm.
Okay, so now Tanya, Billy, what do you think the final panel is?
What was John's issue in the first panel? He said,
He was feeling down.
I'm feeling down. Garfield smacks him, says, snap out of it, crybaby.
Yeah, and by the way, he wasn't crying.
Is this a strip that you have written?
God, no, I wish.
This is you've picked a random comic strip.
No, you picked it. No, you picked it. I give you the choice.
Tanya, are you okay? I'm so sorry. Okay, Tanya's on the phone now, and this is not looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, while she's on the phone,
We're gonna
conducting business,
acquire their
Billy,
show. We're gonna acquire their show.
Billy, what do you
Yeah.
think? What do you think the final panel is?
Yeah.
Offer them any amount of money they need to stop the show.
Oh, I'm getting a text. How do I do this? TJ, do you know how to open a text?
Yeah, what is that, a BlackBerry?
I think they'll take
Yeah.
$10. I think they'll give money.
You got to put your
Okay.
PIN. You got to put your PIN code.
Okay, my pin. 1,
Thanks,
2,
Bjorn.
3, 4.
You guys, I have to run. This has been so wonderful.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Tanya.
Yeah, thank you so much for talking about all of it.
Tanya, before you
what a
run,
blast.
can we just say, is there anything you would like to promote other than of
Again, my
course-
congressional
Yes.
run. So register as a you'll have to register as a new Democrat. And that's a new party that the DCCC has been working on. That's exclusively for famous people.
Ah,
And I'm sorry.
oh.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if I can do that.
Is Garfield saying this? Because that's a pretty crazy guess of what the final panel is.
It's pretty good. My final guess for the final panel is one of your recent acquisitions, Dropout. What an incredible channel! People can see a lot of funny comedy on there. I think people should check it out. I
bought Dropout. Yes. I bought Dropout to fold it because something like this happened.
Something like July's funny pages happened on Dropout, and she had to get rid of it. I'm really sorry to hear that. A lot of the funniest people in the world are on that show, on that channel, and I don't know what's going to make me laugh anymore other than nose on chin.
Again, it's not about the audience,
I
About the
don't
brand
like
deals.
that.
which is what you guys have perfected here. Alienating,
Right.
but it's so fun. Always so fun to come by.
Oh, thank you so much, folks at home. Check out, check out Dropout, of course. Check out.
I want to do the comic strip again.
Oh, you want to do it? You're back.
We're still in it. So
No,
both of you are wrong, by the way.
Oh,
Yes,
I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong, Billy.
Tanya. What about Tanya?
Tanya's wrong too.
well, I'm not a writer.
It's true.
I refuse to
You
write.
shouldn't have even done this segment. This is a writing segment.
John says, "You make a terrible emotional support animal."
That's good.
And then Garfield thinks, "Hey, it's called tough love."
Don't you think reading something someone else has written, you know?
Yes. Now's the part of the segment where I read the comments on the comic.
What?
Now we're gonna get into like the nitty gritty and see like the community built around
Where
these
would
comic
comments
strips.
be?
Online.
Yeah.
You scroll down.
On
You ever scroll down?
Yeah, you ever scroll down?
And so if you have a digital subscription to the newspaper, they're just
Yeah.
public comments on the comic strip.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember getting a physical, or if you do get a physical copy of like the New York Times or the LA Times.
Yeah. What was missing was the sort of layman's opinion.
Yeah.
Well, where I grew up, I had a community. So when I was reading my funny pages back in the day, the mailman, the milkman would come over, read the comic strips, and then write their comments on my newspaper.
Ah, that was your community, the mailman and the milkman.
Yes.
That's nice.
who were best friends with my mom. Anyway, Harold Sedin, 59, says, "Don't bite the hand that feeds you, Garfield."
Good point, Harold Seding.
Squid Gamer Gal replies to that saying, "Yeah, bite the hand that feeds you. It'll be the last bite you'll ever have."
Wow, good comments today.
And there's 20 more comments, and
Oh no, Tanya's on the phone, but we can't hear her.
yeah, let me see. What's a good one?
Ass.
Oh, no. Oh,
I am
she
going
looks-
to blow this up. If I see anybody saying either of these fucking names, I will kill you. And if you don't replace these guys with Joffrey,
This says we
there
have
is going
5
to be
minutes left before
Greg is going to fuck you to
Tanya's gonna
death.
sue us if we keep this show going. And that's not
Okay, and that's
not-
been July's.
All right, I'll see you guys at the next one.
Okay, great. Give it up, folks, for Tanya Burke. Wow, thank you so much for coming on. I think it's been
Thank
a
you.
smooth ride.
Yes, so always so fun to do a podcast.
Love you, Tanya. Give our best to all
Love.
of your children.
Yeah, the best to all the kids.
Of course.
Okay, bye-bye. Live from the Big Apple is fully improvised in front of a live studio audience. Just kidding.
TJ Hunter's Cap was played by me, July Diaz, and you can follow July, that's me, over at July is the Future on Instagram and anywhere you are online.
Billy Rockwell was played by Ben Castle, which is me. You can follow Ben on Instagram at Ben Castle, BenCassil, where he posts about upcoming improv shows and improv workshops.
Be sure to rate Live from the Big Apple on your podcast app of choice, and make sure you tell a friend to listen, please.
You can follow us on Instagram at Big Apple Live, and follow us on YouTube for full video episodes at LFTBA Podcast.
And if you have any questions about Big Apple Live or want any life advice from Billy and TJ, email us at livefromthebigapple@gmail.com. Stay tuned for more
Live
from the Big Apple.
Apple Big Live from the Big Apple. It's pretty good.